There you go. Okay, we did a brainstorm last time. Some folks from the phone didn't stick around for this last time, but we had a rigorous brainstorming session, which I was hoping to... From the creative group who came up with everything from poker hands to wine to dogs to animals to ways to die from Logan to tourist attractions, exotic vacation spots as being the theme by which we should determine our conference room names. And we formed a subcommittee nominated by the broader group, which met yesterday, of Snehal, Jeff, Sean, Rick, who else was there? Myself, I guess. And let me tell you, it was a tough session. We deliberated at length. Rick was, as usual, incredibly vocal and strong in his opinion. Snehal was a bit grouchy. We had Sean was very dry and serious throughout. That's right, playing with her iPhone. And it was tough. There was a clash of opinions. We sifted through. We carefully considered each of the suggestions that came from you all before deciding to completely ignore them all. Entirely different, which was basically what we decided to do. What we decided was that it's important to have a conference room naming scheme that somehow ties to us as a company and isn't generic. And on that basis, we determined that the best theme would be important places from the company's past or present, and that would be the optimal general scheme. So, for example, for the break room, we were thinking we'll call it Freedom Circle, which was the location of our previous office prior to coming here. Plus, it sort of fits with the name of a break room. For the main conference room, the boardroom, we're going to call it Constellation for two reasons. First of all, they are our first customer who will always have a special place in my heart. And secondly, because you're all such stars that put you all together in all hands and you have a constellation. So we thought it was a natural choice. We thought that for the other customer-facing conference room, we call it Teneo, since that was the company's original first name. For the final conference room at the front, we call it Ping Pong, since that's what basically we call this room, and that's what's going to be in the room. And then for the one right at the back, that'll be used more for internal meetings, we'll call it Tasman, since that was the office here. Now, at that point, we thought to ourselves, well, there are several other smaller conference rooms that we do need to name. And you guys did such a good job last time that we thought we should come back to you again and ask for your input, which we may subsequently ignore. But nonetheless, we should get your input and thoughts on what these other conference rooms should be named. So we don't have to do it in the live session now. But to give you an example, candidate names we were thinking of could be Sandhill, since that was the location where the company was incubated. Could be Glen Eagles, since that's where Venkat lives, and since it was a glint in his eye before it was anything else, we could call it... Glen Eagles would be the smallest conference room. I think they're the tiniest room, maybe fits one person in it. Or we could name it after the location of our first off-site office, which is Marblehead, which would have to be the most shishi, kind of fancy, very kind of yachty, sort of Tony sort of conference room, since that was the first... That was the location of our first off-site employee, also known as Trevor. Sorry?
Nice try. That's one word, actually. No, okay.
Ah, okay. Sorry. I don't know why I think of you when I think two words, Trevor. Bobblehead.
Don't you?
But these are just nominated. So I encourage everyone else, including folks in the field, to nominate locations that are meaningful to you, that are meaningful to the company, that could be anything that strikes you as something that we should name a room after. And the best way to do that is just email Sean your nomination. He didn't know he was going to be getting your email until just now, but he's thrilled to be on the receiving end of as many suggestions as you can muster. There are still 4 rooms to be named, and we're actively looking for your suggestions.
What about the war room? Or is it just going to be the war room?
Oh, the war room, you're right. 5 rooms. We also have to name a support war room that, for anyone who's wondering, well, it's right next to the room that's marked number 4. And that'll be a room dedicated to support. So you're right. I don't know how I could have forgotten that one. We should definitely add that one as well. I think we should have a name for it, not call it the war room. That sets the wrong tone.